everyone. My name is Sammy Ayo. I am with SAA Services, LLC. If you have seen some of my other YouTube videos, I also do honeybees and quail, but today I want to do I want to start a series of instructional welding videos. For those of you, which is almost all of you, do not know who I am. I am a 30-year veteran welder. I'm a certified welding inspector with the American Welding Society. Been a welding inspector, certified welding inspector for over 6 years now. Certification number 1213351, I believe it is. You can look me up at the American Welding Society. Like I said, I've been welding about 30 years. I've welded in the shipbuilding industry for the U.S. Navy. Worked for the U.S. Coast Guard. I have been built fire trucks. I've built just about anything you can imagine. For the last, I guess, about 11 to 12 years, I have been in the oil and gas industry in the Gulf of Mexico. With the COVID virus and the oil prices, that's not looking too good right now. So I'm trying to do some stuff from home now. And so this is the start of a welding instructional video series that I'm trying to get on the internet. And this is my welding shop. I built this shop about 4 years ago. I've been doing a little bit of welding here and there for a few commercial customers, mostly private customers. But I want to bring you inside and show you some things about welding, and I hope this is going to help you out a lot. First and foremost, whenever we talk about welding, we're going to talk about safety. I'm going to do a little safety moment at the beginning of each one of my videos. If you're in the any kind of industrial industry, safety should be first all the time. If you're not working for a safe company, I recommend you reconsider where you're working at. This is a dangerous environment to work in, and you can get hurt very easily, very quickly. And at the end of the day, most of us only doing this to make a living for our families, and we can't do that if we're hurt. So let's walk inside and let me show you around a little bit. Off with talking about equipment, welding equipment. In my shop right now, I have 4 welding machines. These first 2 welding machines, this Miller Trailblazer, 325 amp. I just recently got this. This is a gas welding welder. In other words, it runs off a gas operated motor, and this is for mainly welding on the road. We call them road jobs. You put it in the back of your pickup truck or on your trailer, and you go out on the job site outside and do it. This next machine, the same thing. This is a pretty old Lincoln SA200. Again, this is a road welding machine. This is a much older one, but it's a very good welding machine. It's hard to find them in this condition that run this well. This is my shop welder, one of my shop welders. This is a Millermatic 252. This is, in my opinion, one of the best shop welders you could possibly have for the kind of work I do. I mean, you can do anything from your garage welding for yourself to commercial work. This is a 252 amp welding machine. It has there's a cabinet inside that holds 32-pound rolls of wire, down to, you can also put a 1-pound spool in there if you want to. You don't have to weld with a 32-pound spool, but you can. This is a very good shop welder. This welder here, you can also run this Spoolmatic 30/8 spool gun with. This is primarily for welding aluminum. I just welded the bottom of a friend of mine's aluminum boat with it last week. Does an exceptional job. With aluminum, you're going to weld with 100% argon gas. That is this bottle right here. That's 100% argon. That's what you would weld aluminum with. And most of your steels and stuff like that, you're going to use 75% argon and 25% carbon dioxide. It's cheaper to run and it actually welds better. Actually, your argon gas, you're going to weld virtually every alloy. Alloy meaning alloy is anything other than carbon steel, just about. That's what you're going to weld with in your shop. I mean, if you want to go to shop welding machine, you can't hardly beat that. Over here, I have, it's a pretty old Miller welding machine, model 330A/BP. This machine will do everything in your shop that you could possibly imagine, except it does not weld directly wire feed, but you can hook a wire feeder to this, a wire feeder cabinet they call it, or a wire feeder box, and weld with that too. But I use this machine for TIG welding. TIG welding, what is GTAW, gas tungsten arc welding, is what you would weld with this primarily. You can also SMAW, shielded metal arc welding. That's, everybody calls it stick welding. On this particular machine, I primarily use it for TIG welding, and I have, this is a water-cooled TIG torch. That is a Miller water cooler, or they call it a radiator. It runs water through my TIG torch. You might be asking yourself, if you're not very familiar with it, why would I run water through my TIG torch? Well, if you're welding aluminum, most people don't understand that aluminum welds hotter than steel. The molecules are bigger and spread out more, and therefore the heat runs away from your weld, so you have to put more heat to it. With that said, you want water running through your torch, otherwise you will overheat that torch and you're going to burn the torch up trying to weld, especially heavy gauge, say anything over 1/4 inch, even up to 1/4 inch, you could burn up a regular TIG torch. I have regular TIG torches, but I don't use them for aluminum. Also over here I have a plasma cutter. This is a Versa Cut 60 plasma cutter. I use this mostly for cutting just about everything. I prefer not to use a cutting torch if I don't have to. That plasma cutter, it does a great job, cuts almost everything. Back to our Millimatic 250, you can see now this is what we call welding. You weld direct current, okay? Meaning, your negative is going one direction and your positive is going the other direction. Alternating current, your current is going both directions. On direct current, you go in one direction, and when you're welding, typically you're going to weld in reverse polarity, meaning your base metal is going to be negative, and your electrode, and electrode could mean wire, or it could mean your what they call stick, which is SMAW, shielded metal arc welding. Your electrode is positive, and your ground, which is whatever it is you're welding to, is negative. Now on your TIG welding, you're going to weld in straight polarity. What that's going to do is make your base metal positive, and your base metal is going to melt. Your electrode, your tungsten, is going to be negative. That way it does not burn. If you're familiar with it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. This real quick, let me show you about this Lincoln welding machine here. It is a 200 amp welder, SMAW, shielded metal arc, stick welding. Good old, it's going to get kind of loud. I'm just going to show you real quick how this machine works. You put the little switch on and hit start. Well, let's choke it first. And then we're going to hit start. Let's unchoke it. Pretty loud, huh? Now you would just take these welding leads off of this Trailblazer. I'm going to start the Trailblazer for you too. Again, we're going to choke it. And you're going to see this, why I bought this welding machine here. It's much lighter, easier, and quieter to run. A lot quieter, easier, lighter, and actually has more amperage, and you can do more, has more functions on it. And this thing is ready to go. You know, unchoke it. See, now I got my, on this machine here, it shows me my voltage, it shows me my amperage. I'm going to turn it off. I can run a wire feeder on here. See where it says wire there? I can weld stick, SMAW, shielded metal arc. I can weld TIG, GTAW, gas tungsten arc welding. This thing is much more functional than the old Lincoln, but the old Lincoln runs good, still welds good. I can weld both these machines. I can weld SMAW shielded metal arc or GTAW gas tungsten arc welding. So that's a little bit what I wanted to show you all today. I hope you're enjoying this video. I hope you enjoy the ones I got coming up. We're going to go through a lot more. I have a lot more information to share with you. There's a lot more to welding than people think there is, and after becoming a certified welding inspector, I learned that. And I hope you enjoy my videos. If you do, please subscribe, like, and share. And you can contact me if you have any questions. My email, ayo.sammy@yahoo.com. Feel free to email me and ask me any questions you want, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you got. If I don't know the answer, I will dig it up and find it. Thank you all, and you all have a good, blessed day.